Good evening everyone, and welcome to the last Gundam news of 2024. So I hope you all had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I'm already going to be wishing you the best for 2025. As for the decor change, I'm currently in an Appa hotel in Japan and will be for the next two Gundam news videos as well. So without any further ado, first up I want to tackle some more funny Gundam merchandise announcements, with the craziest one definitely being the B prize for the upcoming G Gundam 30th Anniversary Ichiban Kuji. We already knew what the A prize was going to be, the Battle Damaged God Gundam statue, but now they also announced the B prize, a fan with Master Asia's head on it, of course to replicate one of his signature moves, the Chokyo Hao Den Eidon. Usually, the A prize is supposed to be the main prize, but I think we can all agree that this time around, the B prize is definitely going to be the one you want to get. The second funny thing then were these images from Tamashii Nations, showing the Big Zam being mass produced. So it's a true Christmas miracle for Dozel. And the third announcement that I found funny then, but for a slightly different reason, was this Gundam-themed Choco Sappu thing, with the subtitle being Surprise in a Choco Capsule. And realizing that the Sappu in the title was short for Sappuraizu actually took me longer to realize than I'm willing to admit. But it is a chocolate sphere with a capsule on the inside, and inside that capsule is a mobile suit from the original Gundam. So basically it's a Kinder Egg. The thing that's banned in the USA because of a law that sounds good on paper, because, I mean, prohibiting inedible things from being put into your food does sound good in a vacuum. But anyways, we get a grand total of 19 mobile suits to collect, with one of them being secret. And we literally have almost the entire mobile suit lineup from the original Gundam, so I wonder what the secret one is going to be. It could be a Rigdom or a mass production type Gelgoog, or maybe it's just going to be an RX-78-2 variant with something like the Hyper Bazooka. Another missing figure that it could technically be is the mass production type Zagok. But let's face it, because the figures come in a primer gray color, it would be identical to the Char Zagok, which is part of the lineup. And what's also cool is that you can put them together to recreate some scenes from the anime. They go for 385 yen a piece, $2.50, and they'll be releasing in July. Continuing the figure news then, in June, the 27th Gundam Converge line will be launching. And we have quite a variety of series being represented here. There's the G-Quux from G-Quux, the Zagok Gundam Seed Freedom version from Gundam Seed Freedom, Char's high mobility type Zaku 2 from Kukuruzawan's Island, Sandrock from Gundam Wing, and the Gelgoog Cannon and Gelgoog Cannon Johnny Raiden version from Mobile Suit Variations. They each come with a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum, and they can be yours for 693 yen each, $4.50. And then just today, on Japanese Premium Bandai, the metal-built Crossbone Gundam X1 half-cloth went up for pre-order. It is slated for a June release, and it'll set you back a whopping 44,000 yen, or 280 US. But at the very least, it does come with a lot of things to make it a very impressive figure. Included are things like detachable cloth parts for both the right and left shoulders, allowing you to make either a half cloth or a full cloth crossbone, optional chest parts, beam sabers, scissor anchors, the beam zamber, the buster gun, the high beam blaster, which comes with an extra large beam effect part, an action base, and more. Shiver me timbers indeed. Other things that were announced this week then were two vinyl records from Gundam Unicorn, both of which contain 9 songs in total and retail for 5,500 yen each, which is around 40 US, and Volume 1 will be releasing on February 26th, and Volume 2 will be releasing on March 26th. You can then listen to these records while eating the newest Knee Formation Mobile Suit Gundam sticker wafers. Each packet goes for 143 yen, a little under $1, and includes one cocoa cream flavored wafer, as well as one of 38 stickers, featuring SD illustrations from Gundam Unicorn, Iron Blooded Orphans, and Gundam Wing. 3 of the stickers are secret, and all of them can be yours in April. From Gundam Seed Freedom then, in March, Muvik will be releasing the Gundam Seed Freedom Pasha Kore, with Pasha being the Japanese sound for a camera shutter, and Kore being short for collection. As a result, the cards all look like they're pictures taken with a Polaroid camera. One pack of 3 will set you back 275 yen, around 2 US, and there are a total of 33 regulars and 8 holographic ones to collect. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the GF tank has joined the fray, while on Steam, the Gundam EX has become available. In the global version of UC Engage, the UR Riddy Marcinus and UR Banshinorn NTD have become available as Extreme Mutant assemblies, alongside a new clan battle event, and in the Arsenal-based arcade game, Unitribe Season 6 has gone live, featuring new mobile suits and pilots from Gundam Side F, Turn A Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphans, and Zeta Gundam. There's a total of 80 new cards to collect, and the new flagship cards are Amuro and the RX-93 FF New Gundam, Char and the MSN-04 FF Sazabi, a shirtless McGillis and the Gundam Bale, and Loran with the Turn A Gundam. Although on the card, his name is spelled as Roland instead, which is a spelling that is sometimes used because in Japanese, the R and the L are both spelled with an R. And alongside these new cards, there's also a new raid boss, being the Rafflesia Purge version. In other news then, on the 22nd, the Giant Robot exhibition has begun in Tokyo, with the visitors being able to get one of these 4 Tokyo limited stickers. RX-78-2 and Zaku-2 themed Manholes have been installed in Seoul, and over at Yokohama, there's a Gundam AR photo rally at some of Yokohama's top illumination spots. In short, you can take pictures of some of Yokohama's attractions with an AR Gundam character appearing in the shot, but for which attractions are available when, I'll have the official website linked down below. Because right now, the available attractions and characters are still a bit limited, but they will be adding more in the future. And if you're going to be visiting Yokohama anyways between now and March the 2nd, why not take some interesting Gundam-themed pictures while you're there? As for the things you could get this week then, I hope you still had some Christmas money left, because we got some really heavy hitters this week. But let's start small. From the 23rd, the Gunpla package art Gummies were released. Each package goes for 165 yen, $1, and inside is an orange-flavored Gunpla runner-shaped gummy and one of 33 random cards featuring Gunpla artwork. There's a variety of series that are represented, and 3 of the cards are secrets. And on the same day, the second Machibouke Gachapon lineup got released, featuring mobile suits sitting in the fetal position because they've been waiting forever to finally get a chance to launch. Although in the case of the strike, it looks more like it's depressed after slashing the Blitz in 2. And other than the strike, you can also get the Baku, Char Zagog, and the Dom. And one spin will set you back 400 yen or $2.50. On the 24th then, it'll depend on how good your UFO catcher skills / luck are, because on that day, this big and super huggable Haro from Gundam Seed Freedom became available in arcades across Japan. And talking about Gundam Seed Freedom, on the 25th, the standard version was released on Blu-ray and DVD, which Animate then celebrated with a special campaign that will last until January the 5th. Those who buy the movie from a physical Animate will get a special receipt, although they don't show us how this special receipt is going to look. And for those who buy the limited edition, they'll also get a large-sized bromide, and they can enter a lottery to win a mini standee. And what I find really funny is that they state that it is absolutely forbidden to resell the thing. So in order to prevent you from doing this, they state that they might write down your personal information on the back of the standee that you won. Like, to some degree, I could understand them doing this with like a limited collectible that people are actively scalping or will actively scalp, but this is a randomized prize. Like, let's say you win a character that you absolutely hate. Wouldn't it be better then for you to sell it on to someone who does actually like the character and will enjoy the standee? Or like for you to trade it with someone? But anyways, just today they also released Gundam Seed Freedom puzzles. You can get the Mecha visual as a 300-piece puzzle for 2,640 yen, 17 US, and the main visual, or second main visual, as a 1,000-piece puzzle for 4,400 yen, 28 US. Late December then is when we got even more expensive things. Going in ascending order of expensiveness, for 5,280 yen, 34 US, there was the Realistic Model Series G-Structure Mobile Suit Gundam New York City Ruins Material Color version. This fancy display base has the ruins of New York on it, and it also comes with waterside decals and an arm that has a 3mm peg, which is the standard peg that high-grade action bases come with. One thing to keep in mind though is that in the promotional images, you will see both a painted and an unpainted version. And this material color version is the unpainted version. Significantly more expensive then was the re-release of the excellent model RAHDX Marida Cruz. She goes for 18,840 yen, 120 US, and the figure is a very good representation of her anime counterpart. She might be smiling, but there is still like an overall air of sadness about her. And she is a 1/8 scale. 36,300 yen then, 232 US, got you the Gundam Guys Generation DX Char, Aznable, and Counter. Or in other words, Char on a prancing horse. And the detailing on this thing is quite amazing. Napoleon would be proud. And finally, for 44,000 yen, 281 US, there was the machine-built Alpha Azieru, a 1/144 scale semi-assembled figure of the top half of the Alpha Azieru. So if that's the price for just half of the thing, imagine what the price would be for a full version. But it does come with wires for the Mega Arm Cannons, several moving armor pieces, and a slide of marking stickers. Plus, it can transform into the landing mode. For this week's reading material then, there was the Grand Jump Mucha, in which Gundam Rust Horizon is being serialized, the February issue of Shonen Sunday Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized, the February issue of Gundam Ace, in which a bunch of Gundam series are being serialized, the February issue of Model Graphics featuring the high-grade Infinite Justice Type 2 and the high-grade Gundam Elo Booster, the February issue of Hobby Japan featuring the Gundam EX from Requiem for Vengeance, as well as many of the other mobile suits that appeared in the series, both retail high grades and scratch builds, like a scratch built Zaku tank. There was the Girls Plamo style magazine featuring the Figurized Standard Lacus and Luna Maria, but in a very Christmassy outfit, as well as a history of Bandai's model kits of female characters. And to say that they have come a very long way would be quite the understatement. Then there was the Gundam Seed Freedom Sword of Compass guidebook with extra information on a lot of things surrounding Gundam Seed Freedom, and we also got some tankobon releases this week. Volume 14 of Gundam NT, Volume 5 of Thunderbolt Gaiden, the 4th and final volume of Gundam Eclipse, and both volumes of Gundam Seed Destiny The Edge Desire. And if you still had some money left over, you could spend that on some Gundam apparel. And Strict G kicked things off with some Gundam 45th anniversary things. For 7,150 yen, 46 US, you can get the logos of Zeta Gundam, F91, or Gundam Seed on a new Era 950 cap, or for 1,650 yen, 11 US, as a keychain. And for 4,730 yen, 30 US, you can get those same logos on a t-shirt, plus the release year will be printed on the back. The t-shirts and the keychains were available in physical Strict G stores from the 21st, and the caps will go up for sale on the 28th. Next up, on January the 25th, these side gore boots will become available in collaboration with Spingle. They go for 28,600 yen, 183 US, and are inspired by Char, the Red Comet, Aznable. So I'm sure that they'll make you walk 3 times faster than normal boots. And today, this Domon Kashu-inspired MA1 leather jacket from Alpha Industries became available at physical Strict G stores. It'll set you back 132,200 yen, which is 838 US, making it one of the most expensive items I've covered since they released literal golden statues. But it will make you feel really fancy, and if the jacket alone wasn't enough to convince you, it also comes with an acrylic stand of Domon wearing it. Now we're talking! Meanwhile, over at Bankore, you could get even more acrylic stands. This time from the Origins 4th, 5th, and 6th episode. Pre-orders went live on the 20th, and you can get standard ones for 1,320 yen each, 8 US, or big ones for 2,750 yen, 18 US. And they're all slated for a February release, which is also when these Gundam Seed Freedom magnetic keychains will be releasing. They go for 1,100 yen each, 7 US, and you can get the main cast in either their standard uniforms or their pilot suits. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. After the 3rd network test of the Gundam Metaverse, I was really curious to know what the general feeling about the Gundam Metaverse was. While I didn't need a poll to tell me that people weren't exactly super excited about it, what I was really curious about was how much people hated it versus how many people just didn't care about it. Because here's the thing, right? Even bad publicity is still publicity. Even if people hate it, it'll still get talked about and it'll still get some publicity. And as long as it's relevant, they'll have a chance to turn things around because people's eyes are on it. But if people just don't care about it, it'll slowly fade out of existence. And boy, do things not look good for the Metaverse in the West. 76% don't care, 13% like parts of it, which I'm assuming is going to be the Gunpla battle / the Gunpla scan feature, 7% hate it, which is lower than I was expecting, and 4% love it, which is higher than I was expecting. But hey, at least those 4% of respondents got something out of that $130 million that Bandai spent on this. So yeah, either Bandai is going to have to do some really impressive things with their Gunpla battle / Gunpla scan thing, or the Gundam Metaverse is as good as dead in the West, if this poll is any indication of that. Which I'm afraid it is. Right now, it's just amazing to see how late they are to the whole Metaverse thing, and yet their game looks like it barely left the pre-alpha stages. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just scrambling to get anything out of this because of sunk cost fallacy, and, well, $130 million is some seriously sunk cost. But instead of trying to save this, what I think they would be better off doing is simply announcing that they're canceling it, and then instead repackaging the things that work about it under a different name. Something like the Gundam Hub, for example. But again, they are probably super deep into that sunk cost fallacy, and now all we can do is just watch it crash and burn. As for the currently ongoing poll then, this is probably the most redundant poll I have ever seen. Because the year is ending, Gundam.info wants to know what the most impressive Gundam news article of 2024 was. And honestly, I don't even have to tell you the options for you to immediately know what the most important, impressive, biggest Gundam news topic was. Love it or hate it. So the options are Gundam Seed Freedom, the 30th anniversary of G Gundam, Silver Phantom, and Requiem for Vengeance. I am not a betting person, but if I were to put all of my money on something, it would be Gundam Seed Freedom. Like, the other three aren't even close to Gundam Seed Freedom. So in a very distant second place, we have the G Gundam 30th anniversary, which managed to beat out the two other animes. And I use the term anime quite loosely here. And considering that G Gundam did like some cool things, but nothing too crazy, I do think it's quite the achievement that it's beating out both Requiem for Vengeance and Silver Phantom, with Requiem for Vengeance getting some votes and Silver Phantom getting almost nothing. So this really says something about the staying power of G Gundam, or the ness of the other two. Or maybe it's a little bit of both combined. But whatever it is, if you want to cast your vote, I'll of course have the links down below. And that has been all for the final Gundam news of 2024. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I wish everyone watching the best for the new year, and I'll see you all in 2025 with more Gundam news.